Hello, readers. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And I know that I say that a lot, and it is true. I'm excited a lot. But today I am exceptionally excited to introduce you to one of my favorite books of all time, The One and Only Ivan by Catherine Applegate. Today we're going to start reading The One and Only Ivan, which will be our first literature text of the year. So we're going from reading mastery to a little bit of nonfiction to now a big and challenging literature book. Now, just to warn you, there's more of a workload that goes along with our literature studies. So you'll have about 2 pages of packet work to do a day. So make sure that you stay on top of your homework and you don't fall behind, or else you'll fall really behind, okay? So, whenever I start a new text, I always like to read the synopsis or the back of the book. Sometimes they're found in this part of the book, but on The One and Only Ivan, we're going to read the back. So, if you want to join me in reading the back, go ahead. Here we go. Ivan is an easygoing gorilla. Living in a shopping mall, he has grown accustomed to humans watching him through the glass walls of his domain. He rarely misses his life in the jungle. In fact, he hardly ever thinks about it at all. Instead, Ivan thinks about TV shows he's seen, his friends Stella and Bob, and painting. Then he meets Ruby, a baby elephant taken from her family, and she makes Ivan see their home and his own art through new eyes. When Ruby arrives, change comes with her, and it's up to Ivan to make it a change for the better. Okay, so this is a fiction book, so the characters do talk to each other. And they're different animals, so that doesn't happen in the real world. But it is based on a silverback gorilla named Ivan, who actually did live in a shopping mall back in the 80s. So we'll learn a little bit more about the real Ivan at the end of our unit, but I just always like to tell my students that because I think that that's really quite interesting. Okay, so before we get started reading, every day in our packet, we're going to start off with a quick write. So find The One and Only Ivan packet. It has Ivan, who's a big gorilla, on the front cover, and he's eating a banana. Okay, I'm going to put my name on mine. If you need to go get your packet, do it now. Also get a pencil so we can do part of our homework together. Okay. If you need more time, go ahead and pause your device. If you're with me, great. So like I said, before we start our reading every day, we're going to write in a few things. So here I put my name, and then I put when my assignment is due. So it's due on September 28th, which is today. And then you need to finish reading pages 16 through 22 on your own today as well. Okay, so going into our packet, do you see where it says quick write? Every day before we read our One and Only Ivan book, we're going to do a quick write to kind of get our brains into the book and thinking about the characters and what's happening to the characters. Okay, so today's quick write, it says, have you ever seen a gorilla in real life? What do you know or think you know about gorillas? Now, scholars, I want you to think about what a good answer has, and you need to put that in your quick write. Okay, so go ahead. I'm going to read it one more time. Have you ever seen a gorilla in real life? What do you know or think you know about gorillas? I'm going to pause my device and take a few seconds to do my quick write. Actually, a few minutes. Let's do 2 minutes to do our quick write. And then I'm going to come back and share what I wrote with you. Go ahead, pause your device and fill out the quick write section in your packet. It's right here. It's the first thing. All right, go ahead. All right, scholars, welcome back. Hopefully you took about 2 minutes to do your quick write. If it took you less time than that, that's totally fine too. Now, there's not a whole lot of space for our quick write on here. I'm sure that some of you know way more about gorillas than you had space to write, and that's okay. This is just getting us thinking about gorillas, thinking about maybe where we've seen them before and stuff like that. Okay, so This is what I wrote for my quick write. The question again was, have you ever seen a gorilla in real life? What do you know or think you know about gorillas? And I wrote, yes, I have seen a gorilla in real life. I know big adult males are called silverbacks. And I know that they are apes. Okay. You probably have so many different facts, and I can't wait to read them all once you turn in your homework. Okay. So I'm probably going to learn a lot about gorillas too, just by all the stuff that you guys tell me. So I'm excited for that. Okay. Now, after our quick write, every day we're going to go through a few vocabulary words. So we're going to discuss 4 new vocabulary words every time that we read. Now, Ivan, the story is told through the perspective of Ivan, and he uses really big words. So, what a great opportunity for us to use really great words so we can use them in our vocabulary. So, our first word, I'm going to say it just like we do in Reading Mastery, okay? Our first word is majestic. What word? Majestic. Good. Majestic is an adjective. It means distinguished and grand. So if you're majestic, you are distinguished and grand. Number 2, the word is unkempt. What word? Unkempt. Unkempt means untidy or messy. Our third word is domain. What's the word? Domain. Domain means territory. So if you're thinking about like your bedroom, if you have your own bedroom, then that's your domain, right? That's kind of where you live, where you hang out. That's your space. Right now, as I'm talking to you, this is my work area. This is my domain. This is my space, my territory, right? And then our last word is ponder. What word? Ponder. Ponder is a verb. It means to think about. So if you're pondering something, you're really contemplating what's going on. All right, let's read these words the fast way. Word 1, majestic. What word? Word 2, unkempt. What word? Word 3, domain. What word? Word 4, ponder. What word? Very good. Okay, now it's our time to read. So I'm going to read pages 1 through 15. And then you on your own independently are going to read silently or aloud, or read it aloud to a parent, a sibling, a stuffed animal, or yourself. Okay, you can choose to read it in your head or to read it out loud. But here we go. I'm very excited. Everybody find page 1. So find page 1. Actually, before we find page 1, everyone turn to the glossary. So remember, in nonfiction texts, we learned that glossaries have tricky or unusual words, and then they describe them. So this glossary is for words that Ivan uses that maybe we aren't sure of. Okay, I'm going to read the glossary. Can you find it? It's before chapter 1. Go ahead and find it. Pause your device if you need more time. All right, here is our glossary. Chest beat. Repeated slapping of the chest with one or both hands in order to generate a loud sound, sometimes used by gorillas as a threat display to intimidate an opponent. Domain means territory. We already knew that. The grunt, snorting, pig-like noise made by a gorilla parents to express annoyance. Amoebal, dried excrement thrown at observers. So Ivan, let me explain that a little bit more. Ivan makes balls of his own poop and he throws them sometimes at people who are looking at him. 9,855 days, for example. While gorillas in the wild typically gauge the passing of time based on seasons or food availability, Ivan has adopted a tally of days. 9,855 days is equal to 27 years. So that's how long that Ivan has been living in the mall. 27 years. Wow. Not Tag is a stuffed toy gorilla. Silverback Also, less frequently gray boss, is an adult male over 12 years old with an area of silver hair on his back. The silverback is a figure of authority responsible for protecting his family. A slimy chimp, slang, it's meant to be offensive, so to make someone feel bad, is a human. So a slimy chimp is what he calls humans, um, refers to sweat on hairless skin. And then vining is casual play or swinging, a reference to vine swinging. All right, so now we are on page 1. There's a picture of Ivan that's on the front of your packet. Hello, I am Ivan. I am a gorilla. It's not as easy as it looks. Names. People call me the freeway gorilla, the ape at exit 8, the one and only Ivan, mighty silverback. The names are mine, but they are not me. I am Ivan, just Ivan, only Ivan. Humans waste words. They toss them like banana peels and leave them to rot. Everyone knows the peels are the best part. I suppose you think gorillas can't understand you. Of course, you also probably think we can't walk upright. Try knuckle walking for an hour. You tell me, which way is more fun? Page 3, patience. I've learned to understand human words over the years, but understanding human speech is not the same as understanding humans. Humans speak too much. They chatter like chimps, crowding the world with their noise, even when they have nothing to say. It took me some time to recognize all those human sounds, to weave words into things, but I was patient. Patient is a useful way to be when you're an ape. Gorillas are as patient as stones. Humans, not so much. How I look. I used to be a wild gorilla, and I still look the part. I have a gorilla's shy gaze, a gorilla's sly smile. I wear a snowy saddle of fur, the uniform of a silverback. When the sun warms my back, I cast a gorilla's majestic shadow. In my size, humans see a test of themselves. They hear fighting words on their mind, when all I'm thinking is how the late day sun reminds me of a ripe nectarine. I'm mightier than any human. 400 pounds of pure power. My body looks made for battle. My arms outstretched span taller than the tallest human. My family tree spreads wide as well. I am a great ape, and you are a great ape, and so are chimpanzees and orangutans and bonobos, all of us distant and distrustful cousins. I know this is troubling. I too find it hard to believe there's a connection across time and space linking me to a race of ill-mannered clowns. Chimps. There's no excuse for them. So I'm going to pause there. Does Ivan like chimps? He calls them ill-mannered clowns. I don't think he likes chimps. That's funny. Page 6. The Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade. I live in a human habitat called the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade. We are conveniently located off I-95, with shows at 2, 4, and 7, 365 days a year. Max says that when he answers the trilling telephone. Mac works here at the mall. He is the boss. I work here too. I am the gorilla. At the Big Top Mall, a creaky music carousel spins all day, and monkeys and parrots live amid the merchants. In the middle of the mall is a ring with benches where humans can sit on their rumps while they eat soft pretzels. The floor is covered with sawdust made of dead trees. My domain, remember his territory or like his room? My domain is at one end of the ring. I live here because I am too much gorilla and not enough human. Stella's domain is next to mine. Stella is an elephant. She and Bob, who is a dog, are my dearest friends. At present, or right now, I do not have any gorilla friends. My domain is made of thick glass and rusty metal and rough cement. Stella's domain is made of metal bars. The sun bear's domain is wood. The parrot's is wire mesh. 3 of my walls are glass. One of them is cracked, and a small piece about the size of my hand is missing from the bottom corner. I made the hole with a baseball bat Matt gave me for my 6th birthday. After that, he took the bat away, but he let me keep the baseball that came with it. A jungle scene is painted on one of my domain walls. It has a waterfall without water and flowers without scent and trees without roots. I didn't paint it, but I enjoy the way the shapes flow across my wall, even if it isn't much of a jungle. I am lucky my domain has 3 windowed walls. I can see the whole mall and a bit of the world beyond. The frantic pinball machines, the pink billows of cotton candy, the vast and treeless parking lot. Beyond the lot is a freeway where cars stampede without end. A giant sign at its edge beckons them to stop and rest like gazelles at a watering hole. The sign is faded, the colors bleeding, but I know what it says. Mac reads its words aloud one day. Mac read its words aloud one day. Come to the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade, home of the one and only Ivan, mighty Silverback. Sadly, I cannot read, although I wish I could. Reading stories would make a fine way to fill my empty hours. Once, however, I was able to enjoy a book left in my domain by one of my keepers. It tasted like termite. So I'm going to pause there. Did Ivan read the book? It says it tasted like termites. No, he didn't read the book. He ate the book, right? Let's keep reading. The freeway billboard has a drawing of Mac in his clown clothes and Stella on her hind legs and an angry animal with fierce eyes and unkempt hair. That animal is supposed to be me, but the artist made a mistake. I am never angry. Anger is precious. A silverback uses anger to maintain order and warn his troop of danger. A troop is a group of monkeys or great apes. When my father beat his chest, it was to say, beware, listen, I am in charge. I am angry to protect you because that is what I was born to do. Here in my domain, there is no one to protect. The littlest big top on earth. My neighbors here at the Big Top Mall know many tricks. They are an educated lot, more accomplished than I am. One of my neighbors plays baseball, although she is a chicken. Another drives a fire truck, although he is a rabbit. I used to have a neighbor, a sleek and thoughtful seal who could balance a ball on her nose from dawn till dusk. Her voice was like the throaty bark of a dog chained outside on a cold night. Does that sound like a very happy dog? Her voice was like the throaty bark of a dog chained outside on a cold night. What kind of figurative language is that? So it's comparing the seal to a dog. So it's comparing 2 things. And it uses the word like. Her voice was like the throaty bark of a dog chained outside on a cold night. What kind of figurative language? Simile. Very good. Let's keep reading. Children wished on pennies and tossed them into her plastic pool. They glowed on the bottom like flat coppered stones. The seal was hungry one day, or bored perhaps, so she ate 100 pennies. Max said she'd be fine. He was mistaken. Matt calls our show the littlest big top on earth. Every day at 2, 4, and 7, humans fan themselves, drink sodas, applaud. Babies wail. Mac, dressed like a clown, pedals a tiny bike. A dog named Snickers rides on Stella's back. Stella sits on a stool. It is a very sturdy stool. I don't do any tricks. Max says it's enough for me to be me. Stella told me that some circuses move from town to town. They have humans who dangle on ropes, twining from the tops of tents. They have grumbling lions with gleaming teeth and a snaking line of elephants, each clutching the limp tail in front of her. The elephants look far off into the distance so they won't see the humans who want to see them. Our circus doesn't migrate or move around, right? We learned that in our whale books. And in Tim and Henry, right? Our circus doesn't migrate. We sit where we are, like an old beast too tired to push on. After our show, humans forage through the stores. A store is where humans buy things they need to survive. At the Big Top Mall, some stores sell new things like balloons and t-shirts and caps to cover the gleaming heads of humans. Some stores sell old things, things that smell dusty and damp and long forgotten. All day, I watch humans scurry from store to store. They pass their green paper, dry as old leaves and smelling of 1,000 hands, back and forth and back again. They hunt frantically, stalking, pushing, grumbling. Then they leave, clutching bags filled with things, bright things, soft things, big things, but no matter how full the bags are, they always come back for more. Humans are clever indeed. They spin pink clouds you can eat. They build domains with flat waterfalls, but they are lousy hunters. Page 14, gone. Some animals live privately, unwatched, but that is not my life. My life is flashing lights and pointing fingers and uninvited visitors. Inches away, humans flatten their little hands against the wall of glass that separates us. The glass says, you are this and we are that, and that is how it will always be. Humans leave their fingerprints behind, sticky with candy, slick with sweat. Each night, a weary man comes to wipe them away. Sometimes I press my nose against the glass. My nose print, like your fingerprint, is the first and last and only one. The man wipes the glass, and then I am gone. Okay. That is all we are going to read, or that I'm going to read today. So teacher actually read 1 through 14. Okay, that's better. So I read pages 1 through 14. You're going to read pages 15 through 22 on your own. You can read it silently or to somebody else. Let's now go to the comprehension question on page 2. It's number 4. Okay, so everybody find number 4. And here's the question. It says, Ivan has opinions about humans. What are 2 of his opinions in these chapters? Do you agree or disagree with Ivan? Now, I can think of a few things that he said about humans. He said that on page 3 would be a good place to look if you're looking for an opinion on a human. It says, humans speak too much. They chatter like chimps, crowding the world with their noise, even when they have nothing to say. Okay, so I'm going to say his first opinion is that humans speak too much. I'm going to say comma. Didn't he say that they waste words? Yep, humans waste words. That's on page 2. I'm going to say that that's the same opinion. Okay. And then another good place for us to look for opinions about humans is on page 13, where it says, humans are clever indeed. They spin pink clouds you can eat. They build domains with flat waterfalls, but they are lousy hunters. So that's 2 opinions he has, right? Humans are clever and that they're lousy hunters. So I'm going to say Ivan thinks humans are clever. So scholars, you can also use the opinion that they're lousy hunters. You can say they waste words or they speak too much. It's up to you. Okay, now, so if you would like to, you can copy what I wrote. So everyone should get that correct. If you do not get that correct, I will know that you have not been watching the videos. So make sure that you have it correct. So Ivan thinks humans are clever. And then my opinion one was humans speak too much, they waste words. Do you agree or disagree with Ivan's opinions? I'm going to say that I think some people waste words and think and speak too much. I'm going to say I think some people speak too much. And also, humans, even if you know someone who isn't that clever, they're still humans are still very intelligent compared to other animals. So I know that all of you guys are super intelligent, and most people that I know are. So I'm going to say I do think humans are clever. And then I'm going to have to say at the end, or go back to the beginning. I forgot to say if I agreed with him or not. So I'm going to say, yes, comma, I agree with Ivan. All right, scholars. So since we did a chunk of this together, right? We already did our quick write, and we already did this big chunk of work here. Now you just have about a page of work left to do, right? Okay, so first you're going to do your vocabulary words. So here are the words and all of their definitions. You're going to fill in which word makes sense for each sentence. That's your task there. Number 3 says character analysis. What are 3 things you know about Ivan? So you can easily, probably just by looking at the front of the book, you probably already know 3 things. Okay. And then 5, analysis. Do you think he, or do you think Ivan enjoys his life? Do you think he likes it, or do you think he does not like it? Okay, so once you finish both pages of the packet, I'm going to say that again, 2 pages, both pages. You're going to take a picture of both pages and turn it into our Google Classroom. Okay, I hope you're enjoying the book so far. Again, it's one of my very favorites, and I can't wait to really get into it with you. Have an awesome day. Remember, here's your homework. Read 15 through 22. Bad, Miss Halverson. Page 15 through 22 on your own, and then complete both packet pages for Ivan Lesson 1, or chapters 1 through 11. So here at the top, I'm going to write 15 through 22. I had to change it. Also, I'm an adult, so I'm writing in pen. You should be writing in pencil, so you won't have that issue. Scholars, to make sure that I know that you watched the whole video today, I want you to write banana next to your name. Because Ivan likes bananas. He's holding one in this picture. Okay, so I know that you watched the video if you write banana next to your name. So write it now, banana. All right, friends. See you tomorrow.